First power, what is the power value? It is 6 and I have power value 10. So it is 2 to the power 16. Binary division is same as your decimal division. It is also called long division procedure. If we have both zeros, that means 0 into 0, I'm going to get 0. In binary representation, it's not possible to represent negative numbers. Hello to all, welcome to my new session. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram First Grade College, Mysore. We are on the third session of Introduction to Number System. In today's session, I'm going to deal with multiplying powers, at the same time dealing with binary addition, subtraction, binary multiplication and binary division. At the same time, I'll be dealing with ones complement and twos complement methods. Before going to start my session, I'm going to recall the things what I discussed in the last session. In the last session, we discussed the different conversion methods. That means it is possible to convert one number system to another number system. For example, it is possible to convert binary number to octal, binary number to decimal and binary number to hexadecimal. At the same time, it is possible to convert hexadecimal to binary, hexadecimal to decimal, hexadecimal to octal and vice versa. So, in today's session, I'm going to deal with multiplying powers. Moving further, we are going to get multiplying powers. Dear students, in multiplying powers, it's possible to multiply the power when we have same base value. I repeat, in multiplying power, when we have same variables, then it is possible to multiply the power of those variables. So here consider this example. I have A and I have A. So, but the powers are different. So, what I will do? I'm going to write A to the power B plus C instead of writing A to the power B into A to the power C. Here it is possible to write the power together when we have same variable name. Consider the example here. We have same variable called A and A, but the powers are different. So what I will do? So this is the multiplication. So I'll write A as it is and I'm going to add the power, that is A to the power B plus C. So consider the example here. 2 to the power 6 into 2 to the power 10. Dear students, consider this example. In this example, we have same value, that is 2. So what I will do? I will write 2 as it is. Now I'm going to add powers. First power, what is the power value? It is 6 and I have power value 10. So it is 2 to the power 16. So at the same time, I can able to write this way also. That means first I'm going to find the 2 to the power 6. Then I'm going to multiply with the value 2 to the power 10. So this is the way we can able to multiply powers. Moving further, we are going to get binary addition. So in today's session, we are going to study binary addition, binary subtraction, binary multiplication and binary division. At the beginning, we are going to study binary addition. Before that, consider this table. So in binary, we have all the possible values. So what I have taken here, I have taken two variables called A and B. Suppose if I have 0 and 0, then the sum is 0 and the carry is also 0. The second case, suppose if I have 0 plus 1, then the sum is 1 and the carry is 0. The next possibility here is, suppose if I have 1 plus 0. I repeat, suppose if I have 1 plus 0, then the sum is 1 and the carry is 0. The next possibility here it is, suppose if I have 1 plus 1, then the sum is 0 and the carry is 1. I repeat, suppose if I have both the ones, then the sum is 0 and the carry is 1. So, this is the actual procedure. We have two 1-bit values. That means we have two 1-bit values and two n-bit values. We have two n-bit value and we have two n-bit values. Then I'm going to add individual bit. That means I'm going to add individual bits, and if there is any carry, then I'm going to propagate that carry. I repeat, if there is any carry generated after adding, I'm going to propagate that carry. So this is the example. So this is the binary representation, and what is the decimal representation? Here it is 2, 1. This is also the decimal representation of given binary number. Now I'm going to add. So initially here we have 1 and 1. So if I write 1 and 1, that means if I add 1 and 1, so I'm going to get sum 0, then 1 carry. So the carry is propagated to next bit. So here I have 0 and 0, that means 1 carry. 0 plus 1, it is 1. So here I have 0, 1. That means I'm going to add 0 plus 1, it is 1. Now I have 0 plus 1, once again 1. Here I have 1 plus 1, that is sum is 0 and the next, that is carry, is 1. So I'm going to write carry. So this is the actual sum of the given binary number. Moving further, we are going to consider another example. So this is my actual binary value. I want to add these two values together. So the decimal representation of the given binary number, here it is 26 and 12. So after adding, I want to get 38. So this is the actual value I have. What's the value? I'll take 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. Now, what's my second value? It is 0, then 0, 1, 1, then 0, 0, then 0 and 0. So I want to perform addition. So here it is 7-bit. So 7-bit, here it is 6-bit, here it is 6-bit. Okay, now I want to perform binary addition. So if I add 0 plus 0, what is the value I'm going to get? I'm going to get 0. Suppose if I add 1, 0, I'm going to get 1. Suppose if I add 0 plus 1, I'm going to get the value 1. If I have 1, 1, that means 1, 1 means what? 0 is my sum, 1 is my carry. So I'll write 0. Then 1 is propagated. So here I have 1 and 0. If I add 0 plus 1, 1. So I have 1 carry. So 1 plus 1, it is 0 once again, and 1 is propagated to here. So if I add 1 plus 0, the value is 1. So this is the actual summation of the given binary number. So cross verify. So both the values are correct. Suppose if you want to cross verify that the calculated value is correct, then you want to take the decimal equivalent of given number and add. Okay. Now this is the sum of these decimal number. So to cross verify, what I will do, I'm going to divide these number, that is 38 by 2. 2 ones are, it is 2. So 1 is remaining, it is 18. 2 nines are, it is 18. So remainder is 0. So what I will do, I'm going to divide this number 19 by 2 once again. So 2 nines are 18. 1 is remainder. Once again, 2 fours are 8. 1 is remainder. Then 2 twos are, remainder is 0. 2 ones are, it is 0. So cross verify. So I have 1, 1. Here I have 0. Here I have 0. Here I have 0. Here I have 0. Here 1. Here I have 1. And here it is 0. This way you can able to cross verify that the whatever the value you got after adding two numbers, is it correct or not. The next type, here we have binary subtraction. Dear students, to perform binary subtraction, we have 4 rules. Consider, this is the case, then this is A minus B, then subtract, then borrow. So in case we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 possible cases. So what are the combinations we have? That is 0 minus 0, then 1 minus 0, then 0 minus 1, then 1 minus 1. Dear students, if this is the case, then subtraction is 0, borrow is 0. If 1 minus 0, then it is 1, borrow is 0. If the case is 0 minus 1, please remember, if the given case is 0 minus 1, then the subtraction is 0. Subtraction is 0, then borrow is 1. That means I want to borrow 1 bit. If the given case is 1 minus 1, then subtraction is 0 and borrow is also 0. Dear student, just remember here we are going to get 4 different cases and the possibilities are 0 minus 0, 1 minus 0, 0 minus 1 and 1 minus 1. So if both the values or bits are 0, then subtraction is 0 and borrow is also 0. The second possibility here is if the A is 1 and B is 0, that means 1 minus 0, subtract is 1 and borrow is 0. Suppose if I have 0 minus 1, then I want to borrow the value 1. So in borrow, I'm going to get 1, and in subtract, I'm going to have 0. The last case, if I have both the values 1 and 1, that is 1 minus 1, I'm going to get subtract 0 as well as borrow 0. So this is the example we have. So what is the example we have? 1 0 1 1 0 1 1. Suppose if you want to take the decimal equivalent, I repeat, if you want to take the decimal equivalent, it is 1, 2, then 4, 8, 16, then it is 32, it is 64. Add. So add all these values. Here you are going to get the decimal equivalent. Once again, this is 1, 2, here it is 0, 2, here it is 4, here it is 8, here it is 16. That is 16 plus 2, it is 18. Then we have 16 plus 60, we have 64 plus 16, then we have 8, then we have 2, and we have 1. So it is 10, 18, 20, 21, 2, 7, 7, 2, it is 9. So 91. So dear students, I have 91 minus 18. That means I am going to subtract 18 from 91. So 1 minus 8 not possible. So I'll take one borrow. So it is 11. 11 minus 8, it is 3. Now here I have 8. 8 minus 1, it is 73. So I want to get 73. I repeat, I want to get 73. So what I will do here? So this is the actual value I have. I want to subtract this value. So this is the binary values I have. First, I'm going to consider this one. So 1 minus 0. So 1 minus 0. See here, 1 minus 0. The subtract is 1. I'll write 1. So 1 minus 1. Check this one. The subtract is 0 as well as borrow is 0. So I'll write 0 as it is. Now here 0, 0. I'll write 0. Here 1, 0. The subtract is how much? It is 1. Here it is 1, 1. Consider this one. Subtract is 0. Binary is also 0. So I'll write as it is. So 0 I'll place as it is and 1 I will place as it is. So this is my value. Now I want to cross verify. Is it correct or not? So here it is 1. So here it is 2, 4. Then it is 8, 16, 32 and 64. I have 64 plus I have 8, then I have 1. So 64, 8, how much? It is 72. 72 plus 1, it is 73. So both the values are same. So this is the way you can able to cross verify. Moving further, we are going to get another example. So this is the actual binary value we have. So what is the binary value? I have 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. Another one 0, 0, then 1, 1, then I have 2, 0. So now I'm going to subtract this one. Now I'm going to subtract this value. So what is according to the rule? 0, 0, I'm going to get 0. Then 1, 0, I'm going to get 1. 0, 1. So I cannot able to subtract 1 from 0. So what I will do? I'm going to borrow 1 here. Okay. So I'm going to borrow 1. So here I have 0 and 1. It's not possible to subtract. So I'm going to borrow 1. I'm going to borrow 1 from here. So here I have 0. So 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 0, it is 0. Once again 0 minus 0, it is 0. So to cross verify this answer, what I did here is I have taken decimal equivalent for this binary number. So it is 26 and here it is 12. So after subtracting 26 and 12, I'm going to get 14. So cross verify this 14. So what is the binary representation of 14? That is 14 divided by 2. 2 sevens are, remainder is 0. 2 threes are, 6, 1 is remainder. 2 ones are, then 1 remainder. So it is 1, 1, 1, 0. Is it correct, right? Moving further, we are going to get binary division. So binary division is same as your decimal division. It is also called long division procedure. I repeat, it is also called long division procedure because it carries longer step. So consider this example. What is the example I have? So here 1, 0, then 1, 0, 1, 0. So what is my divisor here? It is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. This is the divisor I have. So ones are, I have 1, 1, 0. That please remember here I'm going to leave one bit. After that I'm going to place. So what is the divisor I have? 1, 1, 0. That means so 1 ones are, I am going to get, that is 1, 1, 0 ones are, I am going to get 1, 1, 0. So I am going to place here. Now I am going to subtract. 0, 0, it is 0. Here I have 1 and 1. 1 minus 1, it is 0. Then I have 0 minus 1. Is it possible to subtract? No. So what I will do? I'm going to take one borrow. Okay. So whatever the value I have, this is the smaller value. So I cannot able to continue further. So what I will do? I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to consider this one. So once again, I'm going to leave this bit. That means in 1, 1, 0 ones are, I have 1, 1, 0. So what I will do? I'm going to subtract. So 1 minus 0, I'm going to get 1. So is it possible to subtract 0 minus 1? No. So I'm going to consider this one. Here I cannot able to take borrow. So I'll consider this bit. So what I'm going to borrow 1 to here. So from here to here, I'm going to take 1 borrow. So here I'm going to place 1 borrow. So here I have 0, but I cannot able to take the borrow. So now I have 1 and 1. So it is not possible to divide further. So what I will do? I'm going to take this 0. Now ones are 1 1 0. Then what is remainder? Remainder is 0, and I'm going to get the quotient 1 1 1. So this is the actual example I have. So this is the decimal representation of binary number. Dear students, here I have the decimal value 42 and the decimal value 6. So I'll write 42 6. 6 6 are 36, 6 sevens are 42. So here I have 7, 42, and what is my quotient? It is 0. Okay. Dear students, here I have 42, that is the equivalent binary representation, that is 10 10 10. Okay, now I want to divide this number by the value 6, that is 110. So initially what I will do, I am going to consider, that means I am going to divide this number by 1. That means 1 1 0 ones are, I am going to get 1 1 0. So while placing, what I will do, I am going to leave first bit, then I am going to consider the next 3 bit. Under next bit, I am going to place 1 1 0. So here I have 0 0, that means 0 minus 0, I am going to get 0. Then here I have 1 minus 1, so value is 0. So here I have 0 minus 1. It is not possible to subtract. What I will do, I am going to consider this borrow. So I will write 1 as it is. So in the next time, what I will do, I am going to divide this number once again. So here I have 110, but here I have only 100. That means here I have 6 and here I have 4. So this number is smaller than 6. So I cannot able to divide further. So what I will do, I'm going to take 1 here. So now I have the value 9. I have the value 9. So in ones-a, that means 110's ones-a, I'm going to get 110. So what I will do, I'm going to leave this bit. After that, I'm going to place 110. So now I'm going to subtract. So 1 minus 0, I'm going to get 0. 0 minus 1, it's not possible to subtract. So I'm going to borrow 1. So I have 1. So remaining it is 0 and 0. So now I have 1, but it's not possible to divide further. So what I will do, I'm going to take this 0 here. Now I have 110. So in 110 ones-a, I have 110. After subtracting, I'm going to get 0. Moving further, we have binary multiplication. So it is same, the rule is same. Here binary, we are going to get 2 values. Then here binary, we are going to get 2 n-bit values. This is the 2 n-bit values. Here these are the 2 possible 2-bit values. So the multiplication same as your decimal multiplication. So this is the problem we have here. Consider it is 1 1 1 0 into 1 0 1 and 1. Okay, before that, let's see the rule for multiplication. If we have both zeros, that means 0 into 0, I'm going to get 0. Suppose if I have 0 and 1, that means 1 is, this is low value and this is high value, then the result is low, that is 0. Suppose if I have high and low, that means if I have multiply 1 with 0, then I'm going to get 0. Suppose if I have 1 and 1, suppose if I multiply 1 by 1, I'm going to get 1. So here consider the example. This is the example. So I have 1. So 1 into 0, it is 0. 1 into 1, it is 1. 1 into 1, 1. 1 into 1, 1. Now, I'm going to consider next bit. I have 0, 1, 1, 1. Now, I have 0. So, it is all are 0. Now, I have 1. 1 into 0, it is 0. 1 into 1, 1 into 1 and 1 into 1. Now, I'm going to add these all the bits together. So, 0, I'll write as it is. 1 plus 0, I'm going to get 1. 1 plus 1, it is 0. And 1 is carry. And 1 is carry. Now, so I have 1, 1, 1. So, how many ones? 3. In binary, how 3's are represented? 2 1's are and 1. So what I will do, I'm going to place 1 1 here and I'm going to carry 1 1 to next bit. So now once again I have 1 1 and 1. Once again I'm going to get 3 1's. So I'll write 1 here, 1 I'm going to carry further. Now I have 1 and 1. So I'm going to get sum is 0 and 1 is carry. So here I'll get 1. So it is 1 1 means what? Once again it is sum 0 and carry 1. So now cross verify. So here I have 0. See, I have 0 here, I have 0 here. I have 1 here, I have 1 here. So here I have 0, here I have 0. Here I have 1, here I have 1. So here I have 1, here I have 1, here I have 2 zeros, here I have 2 zeros, and here 1, and here I have 1. So this is the simple way you can perform addition. So dear students, remember that when you have 2 ones, so 1 is sum, this is sum, and 1 is carry. Suppose if you have 3 ones, 1 1 1, then how? You're going to get 1 sum and 1 carry. Just remember this. Suppose if you have only 2 ones, then sum is 0 and carry is 1. Suppose if you have 3 ones together while adding, then you're going to get 1 sum and you're going to get 1 carry. So this is the another example for your multiplication. So first take the decimal equivalent of your binary number. So here I'm going to take decimal equivalent. So multiply 26 and 12 together. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, that is 3, 12. Dear students, let's cross check the values. So here we have the values. So here it is 0. So here it is 2, here it is 4, 8, 16, 32, then we have 64, then 128, then here we have 256. So I'll consider wherever I have 1, I'm going to consider that one. Here I have 256, then here I have 32, then here I have 16, here I have 8. So add all 4 values together. So 6, 6, 12, 12 plus 8, it is 20, 20 plus 2, it is 22. It is 22. So 2 is carry, 5 plus 3, it is 8, 8 plus 1, 9, 9 plus 2, it is 11. So 9, it is 11. I'll write 1. So I have 2, 1 carry, it is 3, 12. So this is the way you can able to cross check your answer. So first you want to take the hexadecimal value. Want to take the hexadecimal value. So how to take? I'll give the simple suggestion. Okay, so write the weightage. So here 0, next it is 2, next it is 4, next it is 8, 16, then 32. So whatever the value you have, it is multiplied by 2. So that means 2 to the power 0, then 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3. Instead of writing like this, what I have taken here, so the direct value, I am going to substitute direct value. So 2 to the power 0 means how much? It is 0. So 2 to the power 1 means it is 2. 2 to the power 2, 4, 2 to the power 3, it is 8, 2 to the power 4, 60, 2 to the power 5, it is 32. So like that I have taken the values here. So first you need to find the decimal value for your binary number. Okay, multiply both decimal value and find the solution. That is in the form of decimal. So here, after multiplying binary values, whatever the value you are going to get, okay, take the decimal equivalent of that binary number and find and cross verify the product of the multiplication. Moving further, we are going to get 1's complement and 2's complement. In binary representation, it's not possible to represent negative numbers. So in that time, we required 1's complement number and 2's complement number. So in number representation technique, the binary number system is the mostly used representation technique in digital electronics. That means in computer system, the binary numbers are most frequently used binary, that means systems, number systems. I repeat, in computer system, the binary number systems are most frequently used number system because the computer is capable to understand only zeros and ones. So here zeros and ones is nothing but a binary representation of given data. So the complements is used for representing negative decimal number in binary form. I repeat, the ones complement, that means complements are mainly used to represent negative decimal number. I repeat, it is negative decimal number to binary form. So we can find the ones complement of binary number by inverting the given number. So I repeat, the ones complement of a given number is calculated by inverting the number. Suppose if you have 1, then write 0. Suppose if you have 0, then make it 1. So that is just inverse of that bit. So this is the given example. What is the example? We have 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0 and 1. So according to the definition, I want to inverse this number. So 1, I'm going to write it as 0. Here 0, I'm going to make it as 1. Here 0, I'm going to make it as 1. Here once again I have 1. So what I will do? I'm going to make it as 0. Here it is 0, 1, 0. So this is the ones complement of this given negative decimal number. I repeat, this is the ones complement of given decimal number. Suppose if you want to find the two's complement, how to find the two's complement? So this is the actual number you have. So to find two's complement, first you want to take the ones complement of the given number. Please remember that to take the two's complement, first you want to take the ones complement of given number, then add 1 to that. That means then add 1 to for that ones complement number. What I want to do? First I want to take the ones complement. This is my ones complement. Now to find the two's complement, what I want to add? I want to add 1 to here. I want to add only 1. So it is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. So this is my sum. We can find two's complement of binary number by changing each bit 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. That means you are going to inverse the given bit into 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. And add 1 to the least significant bit. That means you are going to add 1 to the least significant bit. So this is the actual number we have. After taking ones complement, this is the number we have. Now I am going to add ones complement to the least significant bit. That is LSB. Now I am going to perform addition operation. So 1 plus 0, here it is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. So just cross check. Is it correct? It is correct. So in two's complement, what you want to do? First, you want to take one's complement. Then, after taking one's complement, you want to add 1 to the least significant bit of one's complemented number. So, this is the way you can able to take one's complement and two's complement of a given number. In the next session, I'm going to deal with binary ones complement and binary two's complement in depth. That means how to add binary complement numbers and how to subtract binary complement number. So dear students, in today's class we studied what is binary addition, what is binary subtraction, what is binary division and what is binary multiplication. At the same time, we studied some of the rules. I hope in today's class you got information about all these topics. Dear students, let's meet in the next session in some more interesting topic. Until then, take care. Thank you.